Welcome back, everyone, to Pod of Thrones. I'm Jeff.
I'm Jennifer.
It's been a long time again, babe. We went to Comic-Con, and we did a lot, and then
it was burnout. We burned out.
We had to go back to life. 4 days of Comic-Con equals like 3 or 4 months of regular life, I think. It's fucking crazy. It's exhausting, but also, like, after Comic-Con was over, we had so many things to do.
Well, yeah. I mean, not only does it take all that time to do processing and figuring out where to put everything,
which I still haven't really technically finished.
We kind of have to catch up on real life, too.
Yeah. But then, now, if we go somewhere like Comic-Con, we take our recorder with us. And we also took it with us on a trip. My parents celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary. Mm-hmm. So that was one of our weekends. Normally, when we have kid-free weekends, that gives us a lot more freedom to record. Summer vacation doesn't help in terms of having time to ourselves.
No.
But we also wound up not having so many kid-free weekends.
Right.
We also traveled.
We traveled, and then there were certain circumstances that happened over the summer where we just didn't have kid-free weekends.
Yeah. We don't have to make a ton of excuses. Just saying.
We just didn't have.
We were really busy the last few weeks.
Last few months.
What did you think of so my parents live in Wisconsin. Was that fun?
Well, I've been to Wisconsin before.
Yeah.
Yes. It was fun. Yes.
Any thoughts on 50
It was a whirlwind.
I don't think my parents listened to this. I don't think.
Any thoughts on 50 years of marriage? That's a long time, but you know what? It goes by pretty quick.
It does.
Because we'll be at 10 years in no time, and it seems like just yesterday.
Oh. Your stomach agrees. I don't know if that's going to come over on the microphone. We are trying out some new microphones today, so let's see. We'll see how this works out. I don't know. We're just trying something different. But part of the reason we're trying something different is because I wanted to make sure that I could show you my phone while we're recording for something that I'm sure is going to be like the most exciting thing ever. But here's the thing. So we have some Game of Thrones to talk about.
Yes.
Yes. 2 big headlines that I've been trying to make sure we talked about very, very soon. But in the last week, a couple things have come out. Around the last week. So one is information, more speculation, I guess. Who the hell really knows? But more information about the Game of Thrones season 9 release date. Season 8. Season 8.
I saw a quick something on that, like a twit or something.
A twit?
Yes.
Those things on Twitter?
Uh-huh.
Well, so we haven't really gotten an official date, but it's tended to be like early 2019 is like when people think, because filming's done. We know that. We know they're done filming. We know that they filmed multiple endings. We know that the scripts are all laced with poison, so if anyone touches them and tries to get them out, they die. Mm-hmm. So we know all those things, but we didn't know when it was coming out. But there was an interview with Maisie Williams where she said something where people took from it April of 2019.
Right.
And I was a little surprised about that because...
That's soon.
Comic-Con. More than anything, Comic-Con. Like, it's the biggest time to generate hype for your fans, and HBO completely skipped it this year. Nothing.
Right.
Not a scrap.
Not even Westworld? Not
anything, yeah.
Nothing.
It was very surprising. But the thing that was floating around in my head is like, well, I guess they'll definitely do a Game of Thrones thing for Comic-Con next year as part of the final season.
Yeah, so maybe they wanted to spend a lot of money on it.
I hope they are.
So they're saving their money this year.
Maybe they should build like 3 or 4 different off-site activation things so that the lines aren't so long.
Or you can get in. I mean,
yeah.
Seriously, some of the shit at Comic-Con, you can't even get in.
Yeah, not unless you sleep overnight for 3 days.
Right, if that's going to be your only event that you attend.
Right, and that's a big investment.
Sure is. It sure is, because it's a very short time that you get to spend in those events.
Did we talk about our overall Comic-Con experience? I think we did.
Not overall.
Yeah. It was It was all right. I mean, I think we handled the line thing pretty well this year.
There were no mental breakdowns this year.
You're talking about yourself.
Yes.
Not other people. I'm
Right.
sure there were plenty of mental breakdowns at Comic-Con.
I had no mental breakdowns this year.
Staying close to the con probably helped.
Yeah, and we had a nice hotel.
Yeah.
It was just so sad the year before. Oh.
We were newbies. Okay, so Hall H, the whole thing with Comic-Con, the whole thing with Game of Thrones, like there should be some kind of event. It could be after season 8. What the hell? It could be after season 8 is done, like we've all already seen it, and we go to Comic-Con and we cheer everybody on for a great job. But usually they do something before the season comes out and hype everybody up. So I was a little surprised at the April 2019 release date, but now there was a different interview with a guy that Joe Bauer, he's the visual effects supervisor for Game of Thrones. He did an interview with Huffington Post, and he said he was talking about the Emmys, and like shows have to be released by a certain time to be eligible for that year's Emmys and stuff. And he said, in 2 years, we'll be eligible for the season 8 work, which we're just beginning now, the visual effects work. We're going to be toiling away on season 8 until May of 2019, so it's 8 or 9 months away. So if they're not going to be done with the visual effects until May, they couldn't possibly be releasing the show in April, because that's just bad project management. What if something goes wrong, right? I mean, what if they have a server crash and they can't finish up their dragon, and then they have to show the show, so it's just like a stick figure, like, over everybody.
What were the release dates every year before?
Oh, I think it was
February?
a little bit different every year, but I mean, it's not even 10 episodes, right? Like last year was a much different release date than the years prior, but it wasn't a full set of episodes.
What was it last year?
7 episodes, I think. Oh, when did it come out?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember. But it was after Comic-Con.
Was it October?
I mean, I could sit here and Google it, but...
Well, I don't know.
ready
For
to
some
say.
reason, October's sticking out in my mind, and I'm not sure if I saw that. I feel like I just read somewhere that they said it's not coming out until late 2019.
Well, yeah, that's what this is all about. So to be eligible for... this guy, Joe Bauer, doesn't think they'll be eligible for the 2019 Emmy Awards, which means, according to all these interpretations of how the Emmy rules work, which means that the bulk of the final season will air after May 31st, 2019, which is the eligibility deadline. So
Wait,
at that point,
the bulk
the bulk of the episodes, and there's only 6 episodes, right?
will air after
May 31st.
so that they would be eligible the following year.
They would be eligible for the 2020 Emmys. So at that point, now we're getting into summer. Do they wait and premiere Game of Thrones final season after Comic-Con? I sure would. But
Well,
either
that's
way.
a long time after Comic-Con, though.
Well, Comic-Con's
From
in,
July to...
June, July?
It's in July.
Mid-July. Yeah.
September. I
So
guess
you hold it a couple more months, but you just keep building the hype, put out some more merchandise, do the occasional teaser trailer. It'll be amazing. What do you think? Are they going to do it before or after Comic-Con?
I don't think they're banking on Comic-Con because I don't think they need Comic-Con at all.
Yeah, they don't need Comic-Con to publicize the show. People want the show and they know this final season's coming. I think what Comic-Con is all about is just paying service to the fans. I mean, the people that are spending money for HBO subscriptions and merchandise.
But maybe
DVDs.
Comic-Con can't talk Game of Thrones to coming. I mean,
Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, Disney seems to
Comic-Con-
be on the outs with Comic-Con because Disney
Right.
has their own thing. But
Comic-Con-
HBO doesn't have their own festival.
but I think Comic-Con needs HBO more than HBO needs Comic-Con at this point.
Wait, Comic-Con needs HBO. Well, do they?
I think so.
Hall H was still full.
I know, but it was a pretty poor... Not that the panels that we saw were bad. It's just there were no big, like we saw Marvel the
Well, yeah,
year
Marvel
before.
wasn't there either. DC was there because
Right.
they need people.
See?
That's a sad truth. But is Comic-Con for getting more people into your fandom, or is Comic-Con for just being cool to your fans? I've tended to think it was the latter.
Really?
Yeah.
I think Comic-Con these days is just big business for Comic-Con. I think it's just money for them. So I don't think they care about the fans, honestly, anymore.
Who?
Comic-Con.
Comic-Con? The organization?
Right.
So you think Comic-Con's just in it for the money? But
yes.
They're opening up a Comic-Con museum in San Diego. They're, I think they're into the comics. I think they're into the pop culture. I think everybody that runs Comic-Con is a fan, but the money is undeniable. I wonder what the profit margins are like. I mean,
we should see who runs it.
Like the convention center, it's got to be millions and millions of dollars, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about the economics of Comic-Con.
Right.
I know nothing. I'm Jon Snow in this. But is it for the fans or is it for the companies that come there? I guess that's my bigger question.
Well, it's not for the little companies that come there because they charge them a lot of money, and they don't have a lot of money. So, but it would be harder to get in, and it's really hard to get in, I think, for companies to get in there to advertise, for the little booths.
I think it's hard. Yeah, I think it's hard for everybody to get into Comic-Con, whether you're a fan or a vendor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they do have areas for like quote unquote small press, which I found out last year is not people like us because we're press, but we're very small, but rather independent comic publishers, people that are printing their own material. So I think those guys might get in for cheaper.
I hope so.
I hope so too. I don't know. Again, I know nothing about the finance of Comic-Con, but I hope
we should research this. The finance of Comic-Con.
So, are you thinking that HBO won't even show up at Comic-Con next year?
Maybe.
That would really
I don't think they need to. I think it's kind of a big hassle.
I'm just so full of regret that we A, didn't start podcasting sooner, and B, didn't start going to Comic-Con sooner because we only got to see one Game of Thrones panel. And they used to go every year until last year.
Well, maybe they'll go. Who knows?
That they didn't show
but I think they've gotten too big for...
Who? Game of Thrones?
Mm-hmm.
They're not as big as the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Of course, Marvel, again.
They're pretty big.
Who? Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, look, they can fill a 6,000-seat Hall H, no problem. I get that. But they're not as big as the Avengers. Not by a long
They
shot.
might be.
Because kids can go see the Avengers. Even though sometimes it's almost questionable. But we're not letting our kids watch Game of Thrones. Our ratings make a big difference.
We're going to have to do some more research.
All right. So we'll get back to you guys on that. But anyway, the release date of Game of Thrones Season 8 is, again, back up in the air. It seems like, at this point, it's going to be later than like first quarter 2019.
I think it's going to be October.
You think it'll be October? I would love it if it was October. That'd be great. And not in the summertime. I don't want it in the summertime. We have a hard time keeping up with our shows in the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oddly enough.
Well, it's because our kids stay up later and we're doing stuff with them and we don't have as much time for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
When we put them in bed, go to bed, damn it, it's school tomorrow. Then we can watch our Sunday night shows much more easily. Right?
Yeah, well...
Even Westworld was ending at the same time as the school year, and we haven't talked about episode 10. We haven't done an episode 10 episode of Westworld. We haven't talked about it.
That's because Kevin is too busy.
Was that what it was? Can we blame Lore Master Kevin for this?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm all for that. Damn you, Lore Master Kevin. All right, so the other big Game of Thrones thing, babe, and we do need to talk about this, is footage. Actual Season 8 footage has been released.
Uh-huh.
In the middle of an HBO trailer. So I'm going to crank up the volume on my phone here, and we're going to watch this footage, you and me together. All right?
Okay.
Let me see if I can get it to go full screen on my phone. I have not watched this yet. I've been waiting to watch it with you, because I know this is going to be life-changing.
You couldn't have put this on the TV?
It's coming up in... No, too much work. It's coming up. We're at 1 minute, 7 seconds into the HBO trailer. The footage, I'm told, starts at 1 minute and 10 seconds. Here we go.
Go.
This is what I live for.
There it was.
That's it?
That was it.
Play it again.
Everyone catching this? All right, we'll put a link in the show notes, of course, but yeah, let's try that again. Here we go. So you see Big Little Lies, 7, and then here comes Jon Snow. He's hugging Sansa with the words "Final Season" over it. So there you go, babe. We didn't put a spoiler warning in front of this.
Spoilers.
I'm so sorry, everybody.
Jon hugs Sansa.
Jon is going to hug Sansa at least once in the 6 feature-length episodes of Game of Thrones Season 8.
And Winter's definitely there. They're not in Westeros, or, they're not in King's Landing or anything. So.
But Winter's coming there, too. Remember at the end
true.
when Jaime ran away, it was starting to snow there a little bit? Like little flakes were coming down. He was looking all mopey and sad.
What are all these people going to do? They have no furs?
They're just going to have to let their pubes grow really, really long.
I'm sure they're already there. I don't know. It doesn't seem like shaving's going on.
You don't think so?
No.
No?
I don't think so. It seems like that wouldn't be a thing, but you never know. I don't know.
Well, Cersei has lots of fireplaces, probably. She can shave whatever she wants to shave.
Is the fireplace for throwing the hair into?
Just for keeping her warm, so she's not all cold.
Okay. I get it.
You shave, then you're cold all the time, right?
I was trying to figure out what the process was with the fire.
You gotta yank the hairs out, throw them in the fireplace. Yank the hair out, throw it in the fireplace. No. I just figured she would get cold.
That would be handy for wax cleanup.
Fireplace?
Yeah.
Okay. Just burn the wax.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so there's our spoiler footage. That's the first leak of footage from Game of Thrones Season 8. How are you feeling now? You jazzed? That's about as good as a Hall H panel. I'm feeling so hyped.
Right. I don't think hyped is I'm a little disappointed in how short it is.
I never would have seen this footage if not for the internet, because it's a montage trailer for everything HBO, which is not the sort of thing I would normally watch. But
that isn't necessarily even footage from season 8. That could have been footage from any season.
Babe, it's on the internet. It's already been hyper-analyzed by fans that are...
This scene has never been seen before.
At the very least, have way more time on their hands than we do. And that scene has never been seen before.
They've never hugged like that before in those clothes.
Well, they've hugged, but they haven't had that hug.
Okay.
It's not about Jon was wearing fur and they hugged in kind of a dark setting. You can look back. It's because it's not speculation. There is footage of all their prior hugs that you can go back and reference. And how many hugs have they had? One?
Who cares?
Maybe?
I mean, okay.
They hugged when she showed up at the wall. Remember when Sansa got to the wall? He was so relieved.
They hugged.
Snow. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I'm glad you're hyped.
My heart is racing.
They do look a little older, I guess.
Wiser.
Sure.
Sexier. I
don't know. I couldn't see them long enough to tell if they were sexy.
Sansa's coming along nicely.
I
think so. The more dark clothes she wears, the sexier she is.
Well, you like them evil.
And you've always You've always liked Jon Snow, no matter what he wears, right?
Yeah. He could wear nothing. For all.
He did once.
Yeah.
You don't even care about all those stab wounds he has.
Why would I? That just makes him sexier.
It does?
Yes.
Rubbing your fingers over those scars?
He means he's tough. You could take a stabbing.
That's what you look for in a man?
Yeah.
That should be part of someone's Tinder profile. Looking for someone who can take a stabbing like Jon Snow.
Ooh, I wish I was single so I could use that.
You wish you were single, huh? It's a big statement.
That was clever. We'll let anybody use it that's single out there.
Yeah, if anyone out there, if you want to write that in your Tinder profile, we're not going to file a copyright on that.
Is Tinder still a thing?
I think so. I think that'll be a thing forever. Who doesn't want the power to just instantly judge someone based on their looks and then decide if you want to fuck them? I think that's what Tinder's all about. I don't actually know.
Well, it sounds fun.
It could be. Although...
We could just do that and then not ever act on it. We just have fun judging.
I saw an article recently, though, that coming out of England, there's a new STD going around that it's a flesh-eating genital.
No, I heard that.
So that's going to come overseas.
There's a diabetes pill for type 2 diabetics.
And it eats your genitals? And
it gives you like a flesh-eating disease of your perineum.
Your taint?
Yes.
Wait. Okay. So you have type 2 diabetes.
You take this pill.
You take this pill, which will help you be less insulin resistant.
Yeah. And
then your taint turns black.
Something like that happens, yes. Something like that.
It's not bacteria.
You know what?
It's got to be happening from the inside out.
Shocking.
Unless you have to rub the pill on your taint for it to work.
No. I think you just swallow it.
It's a taint cream. No.
Now.
There's a big lawsuit coming there, right?
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure it was diabetic. Because that's why I clicked on it, because I was concerned that it might have been insulin or something causing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you don't want that happening to your son. Lucky for him, he's type 1.
Yes, so where were we?
I don't know.
Before we got
Tinder,
way over
how
here.
You want to be single again
so I can use that line.
Get British flesh-eating bacteria on your pussy.
So that's a thing?
I guess so.
It's a new thing.
I saw an article about it. Yeah, it's a new flesh-eating STD.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Discovered in England. So as long as we stay away from British people or people that would fuck British people.
How?
Oh, that rules out Game of Thrones people. Oh, babe, I'm sorry. No Jon Snow for you.
Minus the STDs. Minus the flesh-eating STDs. Put on the ad.
Okay.
No Brits. I just don't believe that. I cannot believe that there's some new flesh-eating STD.
Nature's always trying to find a way to kill us, babe.
Well, we are
It's that whole save the planet thing. Earth is like, yeah, fucking save me, bitches. I'm going to make some new shit to kill you guys off because you're pretty much done with AIDS. I mean...
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
I tried.
I gave you guys AIDS. It worked for a few years, but now I need something new to start. And this might not kill you. Maybe it just eats your genitals. But if it stops procreation...
Sweet, yes.
Then the
Earth
going
wins. Straight for the source.
You know what we should call this disease? We should call this disease Thanos, because it's not trying to kill everybody. It just wants to thin the herd.
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, because we're overpopulated. It's the overpopulation disease.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Back to Game of Thrones.
What are we talking about? Game of Thrones. So our new footage, very exciting. I don't know that I have any other headlines right now. That's been the big hype.
I have not looked up headlines. I apologize.
It's okay. We've been busy. Very busy. We have been keeping up with a couple shows. Fear the Walking Dead came back.
Yes.
And hey, think about that one. We didn't give a shit about Walking Dead until last year's Comic-Con.
Yeah.
So that was for the fans. Like, we went there. It was a panel we weren't excited about, but we wound up getting hyped up and buying into it.
Uh-huh.
That speaks well of Comic-Con, doesn't it? And it's
last year.
Well, yeah.
And not that we didn't have a great time this year, but there just weren't any huge name. Like, there weren't
Walking Dead. But even that.
That's not huge anymore.
We missed Aquaman, which I still haven't watched the trailer for that, but I heard it was amazing. Fear the Walking Dead's back. We're watching that. A few episodes in. I think we're current, unless there was an episode last night, which was Sunday night. I don't know. I don't know if maybe they skipped Labor Day weekend or something. I didn't see one waiting for us. But otherwise, we're current. So there's this new scary villain with a dead husband or something she travels around with. It's pretty cool. And then Walking Dead comes back in just a handful of weeks now.
That wasn't her husband.
You don't think it was her husband?
No, that was the guy that was dropping the boxes.
No, I get that.
Okay, but that wasn't her.
She seemed familiar with him. I thought maybe
I think she killed him. I think she found him with the boxes and killed him, and she's this evil woman.
I was going a different way. I was thinking that
was her lover.
Maybe that was her lover, and she was probably a decent person, but now
she
he's
had him
dead.
She
wants revenge.
Being mean to him.
No, she wasn't. You can't be mean to a zombie. They can't.
She was writing on his face, and she had him on a.
Well, she snapped. She had a psychotic break.
She had him on a piece of what do you call that?
Rebar.
Yeah.
Look, it's intriguing stuff. If you have been thinking about watching Fear the Walking Dead, but you haven't been, I think it holds up. I think it's as good, if not better, than regular Walking Dead. The vanilla flavor.
Yeah. Well,
I'm enjoying it.
Okay. I'm enjoying it. I just feel like a lot of the time it's the same as Walking Dead retold. Just a little different twist.
Well, this season we got a hurricane blasting through. We haven't had natural disasters like that in Walking Dead.
Is the hurricane over already?
Well, it moves. So I guess it just moved out of their area.
Okay.
But that was something I was thinking about in like a save the earth kind of thing, was like, the earth will take care of these zombies if you just give the earth time. Right? Because the zombies don't know anything. If they hear like a tornado off in the distance, they'll be like, noise, rah, and they walk towards it instead of self-preservation because they have no sense of it. So whether it's like fires in the hills of California, oh my God, could you imagine? Like,
they would all walk towards it.
The shit that was happening around here a couple weeks ago, the holy fire as it was called.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like all the zombies in Orange County would just be like, roar, fire, except there should be, they should stop being able to walk at some point. Zombies in The Walking Dead have gone right through fire and been completely burned up and just continued shambling.
Well, they just need a little bit of muscle.
yeah, just a little bit.
To move.
Really. And just that little bit of their front part of their brain, because you would think the fire would probably heat the brain to a point where it can't work anymore.
Well, I mean, also decay in the brain wouldn't let your muscles move anymore.
Decay in the membrane.
Decay in the membrane. Decay in the membrane. In the brain.
So we've been watching that. Have we been watching anything else?
Yeah. Well, we started The Good Place.
Our family, we got into The Good Place. Thanks to Netflix, thanks to, was it Comic-Con that did it? Because they had a Good Place thing at Comic-Con. Oh, it was our flight to Wisconsin.
Right, we started watching it there.
It was one of the rare times advertising actually worked. And a lot of it was that I had heard good things about the show anyway.
Well, and it was at Comic-Con.
And it was at Comic-Con, so we knew it had a good pop culture nerdy fandom.
Mm-hmm.
But it was on the airplane to and from Wisconsin after we watched that one movie, Game Night, which was pretty funny. That was like, well, there's nothing else to watch, and they keep showing us commercials for The Good Place. I guess I'm finally going to try it out.
Yeah.
And it was awesome.
It was funny.
Yep.
So I liked it.
As a family, wound up binging after we got home the entire first season. Second season just came out on Netflix. There is a show on our watch list that I have not had a chance to bring to your attention yet, but it's on our Netflix list, and we have to check it out. And I don't even know what it's called.
Okay, thanks for that information.
It was a recommendation from our listener Lionheart, and he said it's like Game of Thrones, but it's not British. It's a Turkish import, so we're gonna have to watch subtitles.
Whoa!
But he says it's really good, and we need to check it out.
Can't wait.
So I put it on our watch list, and I've just been like waiting for a gap in all of our other shit so we could try to check it out.
That's gonna be funny.
But I think we're coming up. I think we're running out of other things to watch. So
we tried to watch a cartoon last night. What was that?
Oh yeah, because you were studying at the time. So I put on Disenchanted, which we also saw at Comic-Con, and I thought this has to be great. It's The Simpsons but medieval.
Mm-hmm.
It was all right. It wasn't as funny as The Simpsons for sure, but it does have a plot. I mean, it's got like a storyline that we need to know more about. So that might be worth continuing. We'll see. We watched a few episodes of Misfits and Monsters.
Yes.
What do you think of that show?
I like it. I feel like it's getting better.
Mm-hmm.
And as shows typically do. I like that he spins a lot of political stuff, or I feel like, what was the last one we watched?
The one that was like a Justin Bieber kind of mockumentary, except it wasn't really Justin Bieber.
I feel like we watched a racism one recently.
No, I don't think so. Well, there was the Cartoon Bear. There was the werewolf running for president.
Right.
That was very political. And then there was the one where a pop star who had sold his soul to the devil, and it was done, it was done mockumentary style, which I really like that. Michael Ian Black, who has taken a lot of crap on Twitter recently, but he's a funny guy. And
yeah, I liked it.
It was an episode worth watching for sure. Made us laugh. Mm-hmm. But it's still.
I love that the devil was. I don't want to spoil it for anybody that's going to watch it. It's a funny one. If anybody wants to watch a funny, sort of like Twilight Zone and something. Mm-hmm.
It's Twilight Zone, but funnier. But it's not like, it's not a flat out comedy. It's just not. There are funny moments. And with Michael Ian Black, there was more funny moments, I think, than the first couple episodes.
Yeah.
But it's really not a comedy. It's really a Twilight Zone kind of disturbing alternate reality kind of show. So that was something we found at Comic-Con. I think it's worth watching for anyone that has the time and access to True TV.
Yes, and Bobcat Goldthwait is not, I don't know, if you're thinking of him from like many years ago, that's not him.
Well, he's tried to leave his police academy days in the past.
Right, so he's a great director and story writer.
He's a twisted genius, I think.
That's what he calls himself?
That's what I'm going to call him. I'm going to call him a twisted genius. I think he'd appreciate that.
Okay.
I think he'd be okay with that. Yeah. Anything else, babes?
I don't think so. I feel like there was a lot of stuff that we should have talked about, but...
It's been complicated. It's amazing that we're recording it all. It's thanks to the Labor Day holiday. So thank you, workers of the world. Stay united. We have this extra day off.
Yay.
And the kids are not here for like another hour or so. So, yeah. So we had a chance to record a podcast. Hooray.
You're welcome, everybody.
And you're back in school again, so you're doing homework and shit.
Yeah. But I'm trying to make something of myself.
We miss you, the audience. So we wanted to say hi. And we still have this other project in the hopper that may or may not ever come to fruition. That's what happens.
I think that we should just do it ourselves. And if it comes out shitty because we don't have enough help, then so be it.
So be it. Such is life. Here's a shitty product for you.
It's something. I mean, we got our YouTube video or our YouTube channel up, but nothing there.
There's a couple things there.
Did you put our Comic-Con stuff?
I put some of our Comic-Con stuff. I put the Superhero IRL panel up there on our YouTube channel. And the Impractical Jokers press conference is up there. But there's some other things I have
have a lot of video of...
Okay. Kevin Smith?
No, the Walking Dead panel.
Oh.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
let me have it, lady.
I thought I did.
I don't think you did.
Oh.
The one video that I realized the other day I never posted, and I really want to get that up, is the one of you in the Walking Dead activation. So you had to try to escape a couple zombies.
Oh, I never saw that. That'll be fun.
So
I hope I don't look too goofy.
Maybe I can work on that today.
I'm such a nerd.
That's why I love you. You're sexy and you're a big nerd.
I love you too, babe. You're a sexy big nerd too.
Oh, thanks, babe. Your stomach want to chime in on that one? No? Okay.
Not right now.
All right. Well, our kids are coming soon, so I think we can sign off for now. Just touching base, everybody. And, of course, the big Game of Thrones headlines of the week. Yep. So we'll be back soon. Right, babe?
Very soon.
You're going to kick ass on your homework, and we're going to have time to record within a week.
Okay,
That's my prediction.
Okay.
And we'll either do Westworld episode 10, or we'll pick some other shit to talk about.
Let's do it.
All right.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Bye for now.
Toodaloo.